Hello dear students, welcome to Business Studies class 11th video tutorials. So today we are going to start with chapter number 1, that is nature and purpose of business. I first want to tell you the topics which are covered in this chapter. The first topic is history of trade and commerce in India. The part of this topic you have already done in your social studies, where you have done spice route, silk route, indigenous banking. So basically here we are pressing on how the business, industry, trade and commerce originated in India. This topic was introduced 3-4 years back only. The second topic is meaning and characteristics of business. Third topic is business, profession and employment. And we are going to do what are the features of these three, and then we are also going to do the difference between business, profession and employment. Then the fourth topic is objectives of business, economic and social. Students, this same topic, objectives of business, is there in class 12th also. So in class 12th we have 3 objectives: economic, social, and then there is a third one, personal objective. So even that is there in your course. So I am going to give you notes for same. So we are going to do 3 types of objectives, that is economic, social and personal, and for this I am going to give you notes. Then fifth topic is what is the role of profit in business? Why is profit important in business or to the businessman? The next topic is classification of business activities, and you can see here business activities are classified into industry and commerce. And then we are going to do what is industry and what are the 3 types of industry, that is primary, secondary and tertiary. Then we are going to do what is commerce, and commerce is further subdivided into trade and auxiliaries to trades. We are going to do this in detail. There are different types of trade: internal, external, wholesale, retail. Then in auxiliaries to trade we have these auxiliaries which are there: banking, insurance, transportation, warehousing, communication and advertising. So this is the 6th topic. The last topic is business risk, nature and causes. And you need to know beta, nature is same as features. So we are going to do the features or nature of the businesses and what are the causes of business risk. So I hope all the content of your syllabus is clear to you. I told you that this topic, objectives of business, for this I am going to give you notes. Rest we can do it from the book itself. So as you know, the name of the chapter is nature and purpose of business, and you all know that the main purpose of every business is to earn profits. When we look around us, we observe that most of the people are engaged in various activities. Teachers, they go in school, farmers, they work in field, workers work in factory, drivers drive vehicles, shopkeepers sell goods, doctors attend their patients and so on. So people are busy in their day-to-day activities. So people are busy during the day and even sometimes during night also, throughout the year, where they are doing some work. We should know that why all these people are doing work, because the main reason is we want to satisfy our wants. So when you're doing some work, you are either discharging your obligations or you are earning money, and with the money which you are earning you can buy the basic necessities, and then you can go for luxuries, and you can buy goods also, and you can buy services also. As I told you that all human beings, they are busy in doing some activities and they have to fulfill certain needs and they have to perform certain activities, and these human activities are divided into 2 categories, that is economic activities and non-economic activities. So now we are going to do what is the difference between economic activity and non-economic activity. So first start with the meaning. So if you see the meaning of economic activities are those by which we can earn our livelihood and create wealth. So when somebody is doing an activity where they want to earn some money for their livelihood and they want to create some wealth. Now what do you mean by wealth is when you are buying a a land or a property for yourself, a car for yourself, or you're having a bank balance, this is called as wealth. So whenever somebody is doing some activity where they are earning their livelihood and creating their wealth, such activities are called as economic activities. But when you talk of non-economic activities are those whose aim is not to earn money but to satisfy social, psychological and emotional needs like love, sympathy and patriotism. So where the main motive is to earn money, that is economic activity. But if you don't want to earn money and you are doing it for certain other reasons, that is called as non-economic activities. And if you can see the example, and people are working in factories, they are doing to earn some money. Somebody is cook in a restaurant, a teacher is teaching in a school, or doctor who is operating in his clinic. They are all doing it because they want to earn their livelihood out of it. But if you see the example of non-economic activities, a housewife cooking food for her family, so is she doing it for money or is she doing it out of love or her duty? So since she is not doing it for money, this activity will be called as non-economic activity. Similarly, when a teacher is teaching in school, she is doing an economic activity. But the same teacher, when she is teaching her daughter, son at home, then that activity will be called as non-economic activity, as she is not teaching her son or daughter for money. Then if you can see this example, a boy helping an old man to cross the road. Again, this will come under the category of non-economic activities. So you can even see some examples near you also. Like if you are pursuing your hobby, you like painting and you are making paintings, then again this activity will be called as non-economic activity. Now you can see the next basis which is there, expectation. So when people are doing economic activity, are they expecting something? Yes, they are expecting some profit or money income. But when people are doing non-economic activities, they don't expect any profit. Rather, I told you, they are doing it out of love, sympathy or some other reason. It can be patriotism or psychological reasons. So they don't expect any profit or money. Next point is outcome. So if you talk of outcome, it lead to creation of wealth and assets. So whenever you do some economic activities, you are creating wealth for yourself. You are creating some properties and assets for yourself. But what is the outcome of non-economic activity? It lead to satisfaction and happiness. So if you're doing something for personal satisfaction and happiness, those activities will come under the category of non-economic activities. So we have done these 4 bases on which you can differentiate between economic and non-economic activities. Always remember, whenever in exam you get a question where you have to write the difference between economic and non-economic activities, always make this first column as basis and then you can write the difference. Okay, so this is a way how presentation should be done for your answer in your exam. Okay, so now if you can read this, we know that economic activities are undertaken to earn money. Generally, people engage themselves in such activities on regular basis and are said to be engaged in the occupation. So when you are doing some economic activity regularly, you will say that that is my occupation. For example, I have been teaching for so many years, so teaching is my occupation. Somebody is doing a business on regular basis, so their occupation is business. So people are normally engaged in these activities on regular basis. So occupations or these economic activities may be further classified into 3 things, that is business, profession and employment. So now we are going to do the meaning of business, profession and employment and what are the features of these 3 categories. So all the occupations and the activities are classified into 3 categories. Now let us see the meaning of business first. So business refers to those economic activities which are connected with production or purchase and sale of goods or supply of services with the main object of earning profit. So when you are doing some production activity or the activity of purchase or sale, and your main aim is to get profits for business, then in that case that activity will be called as business. And if you can see the example, mining is a business, manufacturing is a business, trading, transporting, storing, banking business, insurance business. So these are the examples of various businesses which are there. Even nowadays we can say digital business, online business. And please remember, all the people who are engaged in business, what they get in return is they'll get profit. So what is a return which a businessman get in return of doing business is profit. Okay, so the next one is profession. We all know what profession is. You need to remember that profession includes those activities which require special knowledge and skill. So this is some special skill and knowledge which a normal person doesn't have, which they are applying in their occupation. So any occupation where you require certain specialized knowledge and skill, that is called as profession. For example, when we avail the services of doctor, we don't say that doctor is doing business. We say that doctor is pursuing his profession. Similarly, if a lawyer is giving you some legal support, we say that his profession is that he is lawyer. We can't say that this is his business. So the examples of profession are doctor, lawyer, and even chartered accountants come under the category of profession. And the people who are engaged in these professions are called as professionals. So if some doctor is there or lawyer is there, we'll say he is a professional. And you should know the primary objective of every profession is to provide service. So their main aim is not to earn profit like we did it for business. Their main aim is to provide services. For example, the main objective of doctor is not that he is going to delay the treatment of his patient and as a result earn more fee. His main objective is to provide services to the patient. And similarly, lawyer's main objective is also to give a legal justice to his client. So their main objective is not to earn profit but to provide service. But obviously when they are providing these services, they are charging some fee from their client. Now, one very important thing to remember is, for profession there is always some guidelines or code of conduct which is laid down by the professional body. So what do you mean by code of conduct is, there are certain rules or regulation which a person has to follow, and these rules and regulations are laid down by some organization or professional body. For example, all doctors, they have to follow the guidelines and code of conduct of Medical Council of India, and if they don't follow, those doctors are not allowed to continue on this profession. Similarly, all lawyers are members of Bar Council of India. Chartered accountants, they are also following a code of conduct of a professional organization in which they are member, that is Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, that is ICAI. So please remember beta, all professionals, they have to follow the guideline and code of conduct of some professional body of which they are a member, and if they don't follow those rules or code of conduct, their membership is cancelled and they can no longer continue in that particular profession. So suppose chartered accountant is not following the code of conduct given by Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, ICAI has a right to cancel the membership of that chartered accountant. So it is very important that you follow the code of conduct of a professional body of which you are member. Now I want to tell you one more thing. What about the teachers? Do you agree we teachers also require some special skill, because not everybody can teach you. For teaching also you require certain skills. So will teaching also come under the category of profession? Here the answer is no. Teaching will not come under the profession, and the reason is we teachers are not member of any professional body, and there is no professional body, so obviously there is no code of conduct which is to be followed for us, although we have to follow certain general code of conduct, but as such we are not members of any professional body. So please remember, in a layman language, teaching may be a profession, but according to a commerce student or a business study student, please remember, teaching will not come under profession, as there is no professional body in which all teachers are members. Okay, so we'll see the next one. Next is employment. So when you talk of employment, employment refers to occupation in which people work for others and get remunerated in return. So when you're not working for yourself, rather you are working for others and they are giving you some remuneration. Now remuneration means your salaries, wages. So when you work for others, they pay you something, that is called as remuneration. So that occupation where you are working for other, it is called as employment. An example is manager, assistant, clerk, peon, security guard. Even teaching come under the category of employment, because here we are working for some organization and in return what we are getting is salary. Now remember, those who are employed by others, they are called as employee. So if I am working in this school, I am the employee of DPS school. Okay, so if you are working for others, you will be known as employees, and I told you in return what you are going to get is remuneration, and remuneration can be your wages or salaries. There's a difference between wages and salaries. Normally when you do some administrative or office job, what you get is salary, whereas workers or daily wages, they normally get the wages. Okay, in accounts you are also going to do the difference, what is difference between wages and salaries. Okay, so the topics which we have done till now are that human activities are divided into two categories: economic activities and non-economic activities. And I told you economic activities are done for earning money, whereas non-economic activities are done to fulfill your psychological needs, social needs, and due to love and patriotism and other psychological reasons. And economic activities further subdivided into business, profession and employment. So now based on this, I am going to ask you a few questions. Now you have to find out from the following statement whether it is an economic activity or non-economic. Nikita is washing clothes in a washing machine, non-economic. Rakesh do the work of purchase and sale of DVD player. So here he is doing this purchase and sale for earning money, so it is economic activity. Then Utkarsh is helping his younger brother in making of school science project. It is a non-economic activity, and I hope when you are helping your younger brother or sister, you are not asking for any money. Then Ajay donated his blood in a camp. Again, it is a non-economic activity. Next is Swati makes painting and sell it regularly through art exhibition. So Swati knows painting and now she is regularly selling all the paintings she has made through the art exhibitions. So now, although painting is a non-economic activity, but when you start selling it and making a business out of it, it will become a economic activity. Okay, so I'll show you a few parts of this picture. Can you tell me this person who is selling the pickle? Obviously, yes, he is doing a economic activity. And if you talk of this girl, even she is doing the economic activity. But here the person who is purchasing, they are doing a shopping for the home, so they are doing a non-economic activity. Okay, now I'll tell you what is a case study. This is a new thing which has been introduced 4-5 years back. These are the type of questions which are basically introduced to check the student's ability to understand and apply her knowledge to a given situation. So here we are not going to give you a question directly. We'll give you some story or a case study which can be a real or a fictitious one, and on the basis of that we are going to ask you few questions. So basically it is like your comprehension passages, like you have a big passage and after reading the passage you need to answer few questions. So similarly in business studies also there are certain case studies which are given, and at the end of the case study there are few questions and you have to go through that case study to find the answer. You will not find the answer directly. These answers are checking your understanding of the chapter from which that case study is being made. So I'll show you how the case study is to be attempted. So what is a way to attempt a case study is like same way what you follow in your English. Like whenever a comprehension passage is given to you and some questions are given to you, you first read the question and then you go through the comprehension because it saves your time. So same strategy you have to follow here. Before reading that story or the case study, you have to read the question below it and then you start reading the case study. So first you have to read the questions which are given below that case study, and once you know the question and then you start reading the case study, and while reading you will come to know what is the answer to that. So please follow the same strategy. I'll show you how the case study look like. It can be a very big or it can be a 5-6 line or it can be a 10 or 15 line case study. So if you can see this is a case study and there are few questions below it. So I'm reading the questions first. Working as a legal advisor in MNC refers to which type of human activity? Teaching students in slum area is which type of human activity? Differentiate between two types of human activity identified in part A and part B. So now I'll read the case study. Mr. Sumit is a legal advisor in a multinational company. He gets rupees 65,000 per month as salary. So if you can see this line, so can you tell me which type of human activity is this where you are working in a company and you are getting a salary? So this is economic activity. Next, on weekend Mr. Sumit goes to nearby village and teaching some slum children, and he does not charge anything from them, and he does it out of sympathy and concern for poor children. When he is teaching slum children and not asking for any money and he is doing out of sympathy, this activity is a non-economic activity. And then if you can see the C part of this question, you have to differentiate between economic activity and non-economic activity on any two bases, and I told you that you should always make a basis column and then write the answer. So if you can see how would you attempt this answer is, you'll write answer like this. A, working as a legal advisor in MNC refers to economic activity. Please underline the main answer. Then teaching students in slum is a non-economic activity. Again underline this, and then you can write the two differences, and you should always write differences in a tabular form and with a basis column. So this is a way how the case study is to be attempted. In business studies paper, presentation matters a lot. Sometimes you know the answer but you don't know what is the right way of presenting your answers. So please take this presentation style. Now please see case study 2. Again, it's a small case study. Identify the type of economic activity undertaken by Dr. Kumar, Dr. Mahajan and Ms. Rajni. So if you can see, Dr. Kumar is an orthopedic surgeon in Jaipur Golden Hospital. So please see it is a employment. You may think he is a doctor, so it will come under profession, but please see he is working in a hospital. So here he is there as an employee and will be receiving a salary. So answer is employment. Then if you can see this line, Dr. Mahajan, his friend is a pediatrician who has set his own clinic. So he has set his own clinic, so it will come under category of profession. Dr. Mahajan's wife, Miss Rajni, operate her jewelry store. So this is an example of business. So this is the way how you have to do the case studies. They are not very difficult if your concepts are clear and you know the subject and you are able to relate your knowledge with the case study. It's not a difficult thing. Next is, can you identify the type of economic activity from this cartoon? You are hired and this person, you are fired. So here we are talking of employment. Next, identify the type of economic activity. This year my name is added in this, and this is a book, Forbes 400 Richest People in America. So here we are talking of business. Next, identify the type of economic activity, and if you can see, this person is a cashier. So he is employed in this organization. So this is employment. Now if you can see this cartoon, I would like to plead insanity, judge, on behalf of your client. No, he is fine. So here, can you tell me who is this lawyer? Lawyer will come under which category of economic activity? Yes, it will come under the category of profession. And if you talk of judge will come under the category of employment. Now there can be a difference. Sometimes even lawyers, there are certain lawyers which are working in a law firm, then in that case they may be under an employment also. But if they are doing a private practice, it will come under the category of profession. Okay, but judge will obviously come under the category of employment, as he is employed by government and he will be regularly getting some salary or remuneration for his work. So I hope the topics which we have done in today's video are clear to you and you know how to answer the case studies which are there